Good morning, pregame crew. How are y'all doing? It's Tuesday, November 29th, 2022. It is 6:22 a.m. Mountain Time, 8:22 a.m. Eastern Time. I am jacked, y'all. I am so pumped for this show. So excited. Got lots of soapboxing to do. So buckle up, buttercup. So what I do here officially in 8 minutes, give or take a minute, I will get started on the indices, commodities, crypto, movers, and shakers of the day. Between now and then, I'm going to do an audio visual check, say hello to all my friends, and then I'm going to take a few chart requests so I can get my TA muscles warmed up. If they aren't already warm from doing this for the past 3.5 hours, then I've got a problem. Good morning. Night Truck, Greg, Andre, D, Duncan, Lisa, Keith, Paul, Bennett, Andre, Casey, Mal, Topher, Rachel, Wave, Augustine, Mark, Anu, hey Matthew, hi ER, hey Mary, thanks Night Truck, thanks Wave, hey Simone, my queen, how are y'all doing? How's your day? Now I'm going to go back up to the top and see if I have any chart requests. Yep, I do. Hey Keith from Up in the Sky. I hope you have a safe and uneventful flight. HSBC. Let's see, did it have earnings? No. Healthy chart, looks great. HSB reaches 10 billion to sell Canada unit to Royal. Okay, 1 hour ago. So it has some news associated with that. So just know that RSI is not going to matter as much, and things can go a lot further as far to the upside or to the downside than you think they can. They can get super extended. What's the volume on this? This has good volume. So hourly bull flag confirming your next resistance after 30.93 is, oh, you already got through 30.68. 30.87. Okay, so you have a gap up here at 31.38 and you have resistance at 31.75. So looks like it has some news. Great bull move. Nothing I can do with it up here if I don't already have a position. If you have a position, I'd stay in long as those 5-minute EMAs are below you. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. ADA. You know how life has changed? Like, I come from a healthcare background. We would build offices for doctors and I would talk to contractors and we'd ADA, American Disabilities Act, and we'd have to make sure that everything was compliant. And then I would read text from my kids, SMH, shaking my head. And now ADA is ADYEN and SMH is semiconductors. Have you seen that shift in your life as well? Okay, let me zoom out here. Daily 8 EMA totally slapping down price. Daily inside bar underway. Resistance at 0.3138 and 30 cents. 4 hour looks somewhat similar to Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is closer to breaking resistance up here than ADA is. 0.3194 is your resistance. You're running into the 4 hour 50 EMA. Hourly uptrend. This is a short for me. 12 hour lower high is the more likely scenario. Yep, American Dental Association too. Okay. Yeah, hit the like button, please. ADYN. Okay, wait, on the Euro next. Okay, that's the right one. All right, let's get our bearings on this chart. We had double weekly inside bars that are breaking bear when we lost 1453.40. They have enough room for a weekly high or low, they meaning the bulls, support 1256. You see how that, weekly high or low, the weekly 50 MA overhead. Daily, you've lost support. And it may take 4 hour oversold to land you that weekly high or low. So that may be a trade setup you could scout. Hourly, you're oversold, but I don't see a lot of support in this area because of how fast you squeezed over here. So hourly oversold is not as exciting for me. because you're not in a daily uptrend. Then you wait for 4-hour oversold. Man, I saw that one clearly. You know how you look at some charts and you're like, can't see it clearly. But sometimes it's just like you stare at those pictures and the picture jumps out at you. It's like sometimes charts are like that. So just know when it's not clear, that means don't take a trade. MDB. Now y'all are so funny. Now y'all are all into this ADA thing. MDB. It held support yesterday by the hair of its chinny chin, 56. About 67 cents it held support. We're in a daily downtrend. Bulls scouting a weekly high or low. Doesn't mean you're going to get it. This thing is weak. You really want to hold the low of last week. They have earnings coming up. Wait, when is that? December 13th. This chart looks ominous, and I get hung up on using that word. I overly use it sometimes where things look ominous, and I always say that about, really dark clouds overhead, and this is just, it's the same thing. Hourly EMA doesn't like you, and my mama doesn't like you either. Isn't that a song? I told my mom about you. I would look to top fish the pre-market high. Yeah, ERI, I'm just not a fundamental person when it comes to blockchain in general or any of the coins. I'm not a fundamental person because I acknowledge when I don't understand something fully, and I have extreme need to know everything fully. So it just doesn't interest me. So I'm not going to delve down there. I can look at the charts, but fundamentally crypto is not my jam because I don't understand it. Hey, Train Man Dan, you are so polite and so nice and so grateful whenever I post anything, and I appreciate that. Dan has said before, it's the comments from viewers that kept him going sometimes when things were looking bad. I mean, we're losing members. We've lost members due to FTX, and it's sad, and you just you get discouraged. But when you have people like Train Man Dan around that are always just kind of building you up and making you feel good, stroking your ego, whatever you want to call it, just making you feel like you are making a difference, it keeps you going, and I appreciate you. ARC, okay. It's 6:30. We need to get started. 34.27 needs to hold. We're in a daily downtrend. Man, what chart did we look at that looked just like this? You're closer to breaking support than you are to breaking resistance, so it's not looking hot. This looks so mega phony. Below 50 RSI on the daily, it's weak. This thing is weak. I'd look this top fish the pre-market high. Dan is the coolest. And you know what? I don't even try to fight it because he is, and I'm never going to be that cool. So, but a girl can dream. All right, y'all ready to get started? My eyes are blurry this morning. All right, let's get started. Well, I have to do my little spiel. The Black Friday sale ends in 1 day and 15 hours. So you are running out of time to join the cool kids over at the Chart Guys and get $100 off. This is the only sale we run every year. This is the only time you'll get a free indicator that I developed with our programming team, a beanie, orientation, Q&A, and prices are going up next year. We're getting impacted with inflation just like everybody else. So if you want to learn technical analysis, click this little link. If you don't care about learning analysis and you just want to get spoon-fed every day, we're probably not for you. And that's okay. We don't have to be everybody's cup of tea, right? Okay, let me pin that message. So if you want to know where that link is, I just pinned it right here to the top of the chat room. I'm probably going to talk faster than usual. I have a lot of information I want to cover, but let's get started with formal introductions from the least formal girl you'll ever meet. I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community, and we teach technical analysis. If you want to give me a follow on Twitter, that would be lovely. What I do here every day, and I'm showing my notes today because I have so many, I don't want to mess it up. So typically I reserve these notes for TCG members only, and I will get more strict about this next year. TCG members deserve value that's not given away free every day. So I work really hard at this, 20 hours a week. There should be a component reserved just for TCG members. So I had typed those notes. I go over the indices, commodities, crypto, movers and shakers of the day. This is my new tool, and I dreamed about it last night. So I'm probably going to work on this tool today and the rest of the week because I have a bigger vision for it, and hopefully something that I can automate parts of it. So it's not so daunting every morning. As you can imagine, these notes go on for days. Looking at all of these charts, doing this analysis, plus doing this table, it's a lot in the morning. And I do scans for the room, so I got to figure out a way to glean more information out of it and it not be so overwhelming. So right now the market is pulling back, and we are still holding our 4-hour. Let me go look at the indices. Start there. So this last 4-hour lower low, we're holding it. Okay, the 396025, y'all, that's the most important number of the entire day, and that's whatever chart you're looking at. The low of yesterday is super important. We are at a pivotal point for these charts, and the logical thing to happen, and this is not tradable information, but the logical thing to happen would be hold that low, go take out that 4-hour lower high, and yet fall short of taking out this highest high up here, because we got some big data coming into the market this week, like big PCE, GDP, ADP. I'm not making all this up. We used to laugh at all the acronyms in healthcare. There's a billion acronyms, and I swear we have even more in trading. So the economic data will, I'm not going to mince words here, it will impact the charts. It will. And to what direction, we don't know. So just be prepared today for a whole lot of hurry up and wait for this data tomorrow. So we do have consumer confidence coming out at 10 a.m. Eastern. So that's 30 minutes after the trading day opens. Here's a hint. I always try to post it in our chat room. So if you're a TCG member, 90% of the time you're covered with a heads up. I set my alarm. I wish I could show you my phone. I have an alarm 5 minutes before 10 a.m. Eastern. It says consumer confidence. So that way I know if I am in a big trade, it could get impacted. So listen to me. Set an alarm at 9:55 Eastern time. If you're in a trade, assess where you are, possibly take gains off or minimize losses at that time. I'm trying to save you a lot of heartache. All right, let's go back to the daily weighting. Can you see this mixed bag here? So this weighting, I'll just introduce it to you real quickly. These are arbitrary weightings that I have assigned to things that I monitor, that I have found to be helpful in my years and thousands of hours of trading. This is what I find to be helpful. You and I could sit side by side and fill this table out differently. So just know that, because we could be looking at different time frames, weekly, daily, 4-hour, 1 hour, 12-hour, whatever. So just know that this has some subjectivity to it. But when it's this balanced, and no matter if I go uncheck this and check that one, it's still balanced, then we may be having an inside day. That's why yesterday's low is so very important. Awesome, Ramon and Wave. Thank you for that. So we have a pretty balanced day. I don't have to go through all of these checks. They're pretty self-explanatory if you want to screenshot this. The dollar having a daily lower high on deck, to me, is pretty important. So we got two big conflicting signals. Let's go over those right now. So with the dollar, a daily lower high is the more likely scenario compared to 107.993. That is a bullish check for the market. And y'all remember when I used to say T account? Because I have a couple business degrees, so I took a lot of accounting. I used to say a T account, and this table is like my version of that T account I used to explain to you, where we would say, okay, what's bullish and what's bearish? So what's bullish today is we're looking for a daily lower high on the dollar. Now, I could also make an argument that we're forming a bullish Adam and Eve pattern, reversal pattern on the dollar. The dollar is super important to the market. So that's the most important chart for me this morning. And Apple, we need every single technology, big, high beta, large market cap megas, we need them to pull their weight to the upside with Apple losing this daily EQ. We lost the daily EQ. We broke it to the downside. Now go look at the mama. QQQ has not lost 280.46. You see that little orange triangle right there? That's my alert. I have it set for 280.50. I want to know if we get close to breaching this support. Then I know to put my foot on the gas on shorts a little bit harder. Okay, does that make sense? And if I'm not making sense, write it in the chat room. I always go back and read chat after the show is over. And if there's things I can do to improve, please let me know constructively. I do have a little bit of an ego, so be nice. But if I can do things to improve it, let me know. So QQQ is holding this low, 284.6. I forgot to say one thing about Apple. Now go back to Apple. Look where we're below. My ever beloved daily 50 MA price is below. So we have two pretty big conflicting signals today. Apple has lost the daily 50 MA. We lost the daily EQ to the downside, and dollar is looking for a daily lower high. And then you go back over here. No wonder this thing is balanced. So for me, that's no edge. So this action this morning is a little bit more bearish. So I'm going to make my life simple because we all need simpler life. As long as we hold yesterday's low, I'm not going to get overly bearish. Yesterday's low, 3960 on ES, is super important. As long as we don't lose that, we're good. This is a potential 4-hour bear flag. Now, if you break down your day by the hourly chart, we've lost the hourly uptrend and the EMAs are beating down on price. What I'm saying is if bulls are going to make a stand, the last Alamo, whatever, the Alamo stand, it's here. This is where we have to do it. X marks the spot, 3960. It's do or die right now for bulls. If we lose 3960, 4-hour bear flag confirmed. All right, so we covered the dollar. NASDAQ. So all my lines are trash now, so just know that and don't judge me because it just broke a few minutes before I went live. So I've been working on these charts for 3.5 hours. So things are always dynamic and changing. So now 11,704.50 is your key resistance and yesterday's low, 11,575, must hold. Let's look at this on the 4-hour. It's not as ominous as ES. You see how, well, I guess it is. Let me go back. Yeah, it's just as ominous. Who am I kidding? We have enough room for a higher low compared to 11,575. And to me, eyeballing, I could do the math, but we're closer to the ES low than we are the NASDAQ low. So that's why I said that. We have our levels there. RTY, you see these 4-hour bear flags are everywhere. Resistance 1845. Key support, yesterday's low, 1827. That's right, Bennett. Yes, Apple. Thank you for pointing that out, Rachel. We talked about it in TCG chat room yesterday. The Apple shenanigans and Tesla shenanigans weighed on Apple yesterday. So Apple may be one of the maybe relatively weak and everything else relatively strong. And maybe that can balance out the market. But yes, that the Twitter and the Apple drama weighed on Apple and Tesla yesterday. I had some great trades on Tesla. And TCGers, if you're in here in the chat room, you can testify that I pretty much nailed the top of Tesla on a long. I sold at the top within $1 of it, and I nailed the short within pennies yesterday. So it was a great day within Tesla. And I'll tell you 3 more trades that I didn't nail. I'm not saying I nail them all. I'm just saying Tesla was a great trade yesterday, and then it got relatively weak when the headlines kept hitting. I swear, Elon Musk has the emotional IQ of a 3-year-old and the IQ of Albert Einstein, so I don't get it. Emotional IQ is important. All right. Whoa. This one is not like the other ones. The Dow has lost the low. We've lost it. Now, bulls can recover right here, right now, and it be a double bottom. We've only lost it by $9. That's not a lot on a $33,000 instrument, but they got to go to work right now, because if this breaks, it increases the chances that this will break, and this will break. All right. I was just reading chat. If I go quiet, it's because I'm reading chat and I'm trying to focus on what I need to prioritize next. Okay, we did that. VIX. VIX has an hourly EQ. Have we broken? We haven't broken out of this hourly EQ. So VIX, I told y'all the last few weeks I started trashing it because it was disconnecting from the market. What is back syncing up with the market. I'm not saying we're one-to-one inverse as we used to be or sometimes can be. But I'm getting better signals now from VIX, and we're in an hourly EQ. This would be the third most important chart for me. Well, why draw a D and just do the dollar sign? Dollar, Apple. How do you draw fear? And VIX. Dollar, Apple, and VIX. Those are my three most important charts today. Hourly EQ, how this resolves will very much impact the market. Okay, US 10-year going on a jaunt. Triple top at 372. Market bulls want to see this reject and pull down. This is a pretty bullish move on the US 10-year, and that's bad for the market. Hang Seng. All right, Island Chad. We have an hour, well, stop, back up. Hang Seng had some positive news come out about COVID lifts or something like that. So Hang Seng is up more than, I need to focus and forget about chat. So mods, if y'all can handle chat, I'm not even going to look at it because it distracts me. So Hang Seng is up 5.2%. 5.2%. If any, and we had a great member who pointed out the Yang to me, which I haven't traded Yang in a long time, but with the Hang Seng being up this much, if any news, conflicting or contrarian news comes in about those lifts, the COVID lifts or lockdowns being lifted, any bearish news comes out of that, this is going to fall faster than I don't know what. My Meemaw would have had a say-in for that, but this could be the best short of the entire week if a headline comes out that they're not going to ease the COVID restrictions. This is the highest risk trade I've ever given you. And we're going to skip to it right now. FXI. We have a double top at 27.39 and 27.13. We're here testing it 26.69 in pre-market. I like a top fish of 27.13 or 27.39 utilizing Yang. And y'all, this is 3 times bear. This ain't 2 times, 1 times. This is 3 times. This is high risk ninjas only. If you're interested in my chart setup, you can click on the link below in the video description to receive a PDF explanation. And when I say ninjas only, it is most likely a difficult and very volatile setup. It's not for beginners. I usually say those disclaimers. So this could be an amazing trade, but it's 3 times and it'll rip your face off if you're in the wrong direction. So please be careful with this trade idea. But if these Hang Seng headlines continue to come out and they start going back toward lockdowns, these names, Baba, FXI, could come down fast. Baidu, PDD. So, and the pre-market scans were like all China names. So I think there's a lot of opportunity in both directions with China names today. I think you're going to get some great volatility. So ninjas, I'd be eyeing me some Neo, some Baba, Baidu, and or Yang bearish, or Yen, I think it's YINN. Yeah, that's the bull one if you wanted to play it bull, depending on what price does. So just know that's my queen of the mountain trade, and it's ridiculously high risk. Okay. I don't know. I was random this morning. I warned y'all when y'all got on here that I was pretty fired up. Great traders focus on 3 things primarily: probabilities, risk, what is the most money I could lose with this trade, and location. Where am I? What are my levels? Get on my level. What are my levels? That's 3 things. You focus on those 3 things and you hone in those skills, you're going to be an amazing trader. So what I was thinking about is prop firm mentality. So I know we've had people, sorry, my phone is near the mic. That's usually not good. We've had people on here that have prop trading experience. I do not. I have never traded for a prop firm. However, I have talked to enough prop traders to know the gist of how they work. So they put you in if you sign up for a trading floor, most of the time you don't get paid until you start proving real profitability with real money. And then they start paying you. So you start out and they give you a fixed amount of their funds and you use a system that's totally locked down. It makes it dummy proof. You can't hurt yourself. It stops you from hurting yourself. They're not going to let you trade small caps right out of the get-go. They're not going to let you trade options right out of the get-go. They're going to make you stay with a lower risk instruments until you prove your system works. So I hear a lot of paper trading simulators. So I'm going to just kind of flex my opinions this morning and hopefully it'll help someone and doesn't harm anything. My opinion is once you finesse your system and style, get out of the simulator. The majority of trading issues are psychology. It's not a system. I could literally tell you, go find a chart that's below the daily 50 MA like Apple. Anytime it gets near that daily 50 MA within 1%, short it. I could literally give you a system that easy and you can make money. So find a system, test it. This is what a simulator is for. Testing strategies, getting to know your platform so you don't have missed keystrokes, getting faster with your brain, hand-eye coordination, assessing volume, price, and shares, and doing calculations in your head really quickly on risk to reward. That's what not the stimulator, the simulator, that's what it's for. And then get out of the simulator and then say, okay, I'm going to give myself $10,000. All right, of my hard-earned money. And then my max stop loss is $50 a day. And I have 60 days to make $2,000 on $10,000 with a max loss of $50 a day. Because once you hit $50, you're killed. You're done for the day. You can't trade anymore. So, and your gains can go infinitely, but $50 max loss. If you can do that in 60 days with real money, you can do this for a living. Now, those are all generalizations because what if life throws you a curveball and you get a divorce and your psychology falls off the wagon or whatever life, and then you become an unsuccessful trader. It happens. There's things that get you off your flow state, that get you off the rails. I'm telling you right now, a system that you can become a profitable trader. Now, let's say you have $5,000, and I'm talking mainly to U.S. citizens here on this one, because if you're dealing with commissions, it's going to be really difficult with anything less than $10,000. But if you're a U.S. citizen, you can do this on $5,000 and say, okay, my kill rate is $25 a day. I am done trading. And when I can turn $5,000 into $1,000 in 2 months, then I'm going to increase my kill rate to $50. So I'm bringing you prop trading, prop firm mentality on how you can develop a system to set yourself up for success. And the system, you have to have your strategy, your process, and it may be triple top breakouts, triple bottom breakdowns, EMA crosses, the strat, whatever it is. Pick a system, pick a limited number of tickers, pick a very limited amount of indicators, and I literally just delivered to you the recipe for success in trading. I literally just delivered it to you because I sit back and wonder and think about people that lost money. I'm not going to cry. I am going to cry shit. And I'm thinking, what can I do to help people more? So there you go. I'm going to have to move on. Somebody make me laugh. I just got emotional. Okay. Apple. We beat that. Oh, no. I got to go over commodities. Bitcoin. Bitcoin is struggling here on the 12-hour lower high anticipated compared to 16589. So 12-hour lower high anticipated, can't get over that 21 EMA. Hasn't done it in almost a month. Ethereum, same scenario. Got to get over 1234, but it's just a little bit stronger than Bitcoin. Gold. Okay, gold. What was my... My Meemaw had a saying for everything. If it was windy, ooh, that wind's so strong it blew a chicken in a Coke bottle. Or you earned that, girl. You hit that thing with a lick and a promise. She had it saying for everything, but she didn't have it saying for something falling down hard. So I'm gonna have to pretend like my Meemaw's still alive and come up with it. Okay, 4-hour high or low, most likely on gold compared to 1738. So this chart really threw me for a loop this morning. I was trying to draw a megaphone on it and I was forcing it because it didn't have the right angles. All night truck. You're what you eat. I'll try that. Someone is cutting onions in here. So regardless of where gold is right now on the 4-hour and a higher low is more likely, I'm not liking this chart. I just don't like these tiny higher highs without follow through. Like, what the frick? Get off the pot, gold. Blanker, get off the pot. So we have enough room for higher low. It should behoove gold bulls for that dollar potential lower high. Gold should be set up very well for success. But this gold chart is going to get whipped around and slapped around. See, I need a saying for that too. It's going to get whipped around and slapped around on all this data this week. So just please be careful with gold. I'm not even considering a gold trade at all. I am in an oil trade. This is what you get with TCG membership. So I type out all the commodities rundowns. And when I find a trade I like, I map out exactly why I like the trade setup. The minute I enter, I'm really bad about this. I'll actually type that I'm going short before I actually click it. And sometimes that doesn't help me. I need to take care of my own trade first, then type it. Looking for a 5-minute lower high top fish, searching for a 4-hour lower high. I tell you where my stop is. I tell you what my contingency plan is. Some risk factors. OPEC meeting is Monday, so I may abandon this trade idea if this one doesn't work. And then my exits real time. Real time. So now I have 2 contracts left on my oil short. So it is real time. Okay, why are you freezing, computer? I'm glad Jason can see this. He can tell me why my computer does this. Freezes. Okay. So with oil, I'm in an active trade. I wouldn't say that you've missed this trade idea, but I would wait for a little bit bigger bounce if you want to get in on this. But what I'm looking for is, this is one of my favorite trade setups. When you go from a higher high to a lower low and V-shape back up, I know exactly where my risk is defined, 79.90. And I know how oil works. I'm not going to put it there. I'm going to put it right over $80 because they like to top tick you and then reverse it. We're at the 4-hour, 50 MA. Love that. Hourly is holding EMAs. Don't love that. And now we have a potential 15-minute bear flag. So I top fished this morning right here, looking for that 5-minute lower high. So I have 1/3 of my position remaining, and I showed you that in chat so you could see what we do in chat, and also that I'm not BSing, that I posted it real time, and I'm not telling you about a trade after the fact, because you can ask Jason. It's literally something that drives me bananas when people do that. Okay, Nat gas is chopping sideways, but sideways is bullish. So we're in our second day daily inside bar. Oh, forgot to mention oil API estimates after hours today at 4:30 Eastern. So we're having our second daily inside bar. Sideways is a form of consolidation. We're getting these lower wicks that are getting bought. I would say it looks more bullish than bearish, but I don't have a clean trade setup. It's so true, ER. So dang true. Oh, I didn't see this. Wait a minute. For a hot second there, I thought we may have an inverse head and shoulders, but that's me making stuff up. What did I write about Apple? Broke daily EQ bear, looked at short bounces, hourly inside bars. Okay, we broke them to the downside, hourly EMAs overhead. I'd looked at short 145.76. Oh, I had that there earlier, and I deleted it. Dan will be live in 3 minutes, and I will try to be done by then. Amazon, I would look for a top fish against 95.25. That's a 15-minute intraday level from over here. You could look for a top fish. NVIDIA 161.52 is an intraday resistance. You could look to top fish. NVDA is holding up better. Plenty of room for a daily high or low. So this could be, if you want to look bullish, if the market were to get its act together, this one may be a bullish name because that you look to target, because we're holding the daily 8 EMA and we have plenty of room for a daily high or low. Can confirm, yes, I do go bananas. Okay, so last Wednesday, our Queen of the Mountain trade, Tesla long, RSI daily bullish divergence, potential daily falling wedge, looking for that bottoming pattern, maybe a potential volume climax. We nailed it. I posted all my trades in chat, and if you want to confirm, a TCG member or Jason can confirm, posted all my entries, all my exits of options and commons real time. So now we're green this morning. This is looking stronger than most of the charts I looked at, and I try to tighten this up. 4 hour was the best I could get. 4 hour potential EQ. I like a bottom fish of Tesla, but only if Elon can keep his mouth shut. And I love Elon. I drive a Tesla. I love Tesla. I love Elon, but he really needs to stop talking if this bull trade's going to work. So 182.52 or 182.53, that area, 53 for a potential bottom fish. Double confirming. FXI and Yang, I went over this trade idea, risky trade idea early on. If you want to rewind JPM and hit the like button. Y'all, I am throwing out, I'm giving you everything I got right now. So please hit that like button. Shoot, we missed this one. It's already breaking the low of yesterday. So JPM, a bounce. I think a bounce will be good for a top fish. Y'all are cute. How do you join our group? Well, Chris, this is your lucky day. Right here, you can click on this link and it will take you to our Black Friday special page, and the sale ends tomorrow. So you can just click that link and check us out in our community. Okay, if you're a TCG member and you leave right now to go listen to Dan, I wouldn't blame you, but I'm going to keep talking, okay? Because I'm just in a mood. I'm going to Louisiana this weekend to help my parents on their farm, and I have to trim goat hooves, and I have to help halter break our 800-pound bull, Gigi. I have to help halter break so my dad can be around her safely and not run him over. So if you would like pictures of me farming, let me know, because that is the TCG way. Okay, SMH, what did I say about SMH? Hourly lower high top fish setup, MSTR, oil's coming down big. Okay, so SMH, lower high top fish, and MSTR, it's a top fish setup against yesterday's high as long as Bitcoin doesn't break 16600. So we got something happening in oil. If you're in the trade with me, we are not oversold on the 15-minute or the 5-minute. I'm letting my last third run. Picks, you want picks? All right, you'll get picks. And I'm also going to the hospital today to wrap presents for our local children's hospital. So that'll be a nice way to not focus on dollars and focus on people this season. And I encourage you to do the same. So let me just put this up here since I didn't get too detailed on the Queen of the Mountain setups in case you want to screenshot it. TCG members, I'll copy and paste this in just a few minutes. I love you all. Use stop losses.